Hi everyone, my name is Tommy Manay. I've been a missionary in the Philippines for nearly 10 years now. And one of my greatest passions is seeing the diversity of the Philippines come into the fulfillment of what God has called the nation to make an impact around the world. And one thing that I've learned in the last 10 years is that there's actually million deaf Filipinos inside of the country. And as I was praying about this people group and what the Lord will do with the deaf community, I received this acronym called SIGN. And I actually believe that the deaf community of the Philippines will become a sign to the nations of what God is going to be doing in the world. And number one with SIGN is I believe the deaf community is a sleeping giant. There is actually a large amount of very talented, highly professional potential inside of the deaf community in the Philippines that I believe once they're awakened, just like in the acronym SIGN, they will become a sleeping giant that becomes awakened and makes a great impact in the nation. Which leads to the next letter, which is I, inspiration and impact. I believe that the deaf community in the Philippines are going to be able to have a great inspiration to the world. Imagine the types of things that they have to overcome, the types of injustices, the miscommunications, that being taken out of society itself. But inside of the deaf, as we see them rise up with God's calling in their life, they will make an inspiration and an impact to the nation. The next one that I see is G, God's calling, that every single one of them actually have a calling in their life. Just as it says in Jeremiah that God knows us before we were in our mother's womb, God has called every single deaf Filipino to have a great purpose and a calling. I actually have deaf family members inside of my own life, and they become professionals. They have great potential. One of them is an engineer. She makes a great impact in what she's doing. She's gone to New York University, and I believe that that's just one story of how deaf people can actually make a positive impact in the nation. And for the last part of the acronym, N, Nation Builder. We truly won't be able to see an actual nation of the Philippines until we include the deaf inside of that. With 1 million deaf being in this nation, we won't see the true color, the true beauty, the true diversity, and the true unity that God has placed in the Philippines. So pray with us as we believe for the fulfillment of the Great Commission, not just with the 180 languages and dialects that we may be familiar with, but also with the language of the deaf and the community there, that they will also help build the nation and change the world.